compared to say some of the other old Hamlet or some wine here. Second is how to get ideas flowing. What's worked very well in Bangalore is a competition for startups, which is also the Mobile Monday model. Take startup competitions in every city and scale it up globally. You can actually go back before a startup is launched to what's called a business plan competition. That's very successful. We've done it in Bombay, in Bangalore, which is you catch final year students and ask them, write a business plan for a good idea, and you bring together a very well established industry jury to come and say, we will judge what are the good ideas, and if you guys want funding, we'll fund a sponsor and we'll funding. So we actually put that seed of entrepreneurship even before they come out of school and college. So I think that's a very good example that we can try to perhaps use. I don't know if you have business plans in courses that you teach, but a business plan competition might be a very good idea. Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, very much in line with Ben and what we discussed already before. I mean, the size doesn't matter, it's an advantage. I mean, the most advanced market in Europe is Estonia, basically the smallest market in Europe. And it was very embarrassing from Finland that Estonia ranked the number one in Europe because in Finland everything happens. But let's start promoting together what's happening here. The challenge is that we need to, everything we say on a global scale has to be true. We can't bring the VCs, so we can't bring the angel investors here on failed promises. So basically, let's start promoting what's true here. Maybe the culture is true that you can be the living lab of concepts here. I think we should benchmark how different countries do the living lab concepts. I think definitely the Asians are interested to use Malta. I mean, we would have launched 2 weeks before, we could have announced in Tokyo because all the Japanese major electronic companies were in the Mobile Monday party. All the Sonys and Panasonics and Sharps were there, so we could have a big Malta promotion in the Tokyo party. But we can do it now going forward. So let's start making the noise. Let's start having like the demo nights here in Momo to really demo stuff, either ideas or emerging startups already. But not just PowerPoint stuff, but really demo. What do you do? What your idea is like. We can showcase that. And I think the money is an easy part of everybody is after right now. So, basically, let's start doing workshops with the corporates, with the students, and not only in local scale, but international scale.
So can I just stop? You saying the money is the easy part?
The money is an easy part. There's a lot
difficult
of
bit is the idea.
Yeah, but nobody knows about what's happening in Malta. I mean, how do the Japanese companies, the investors, know what's happening in Malta?
We're not on the van.
No.
No, there's a report coming out. The status of mobile innovation in Malta. If there's a report, then people will say, this is strange.
Philip Sky's the reports.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate René and his colleagues for this, I think, excellent Mobile Monday. I wish you all the success. It's an excellent year, it's an excellent way of regulators, to answer your question on testbed, you asked us a question whether we actually believe that Malta could be a good testbed. I think that yes, I sincerely believe in Malta as a testbed for many applications, including mobile applications. And I just want to tell you that as a regulator, we just launched a consultation paper called the Test and Trial Consultation Paper, where we are actually proposing that there is a special licensing regime for test bed purposes. And I think this doesn't just apply to the mobile sector, but I think it applies to a variety of applications that this island can track. On size, I also agree that size is an advantage, and I think it is an advantage, and I think we need to use our geographical location. I think at times we look too much to the north, and I think we need to sort of find a balance between looking to the north, the east, the west, and especially the south. I think we sometimes neglect the south too much, especially for exporting the ideas or exporting all sorts of applications and even using services in Malta and then going offshore from here. So Mobile Monday could also be an excellent launch pad for this type of initiative in the Mediterranean region.
I think I'm going to violently agree with all of the others here, and many of you. Size matters, and small is the size. You've got to choose the appropriate things for the size. DeLorean had a great idea for a car, but to make a car you need to have a minimum production level of 500,000. He had a production level of 50,000 and went bankrupt. He chose the wrong thing to innovate it. If you have, as the lady here had, a small resource, then start small. Don't start with something that's big. On the other end of the scale, somebody said, can you attract venture capital here? Well, for my sins, I was part of a startup called iWorld Group, that some of you may remember here. We were the world's largest ever private placement, where we sold 10% of a Maltese-based company for 37 million 1 week before the internet crash. Yeah. And we brought that money here. We had 160 people working for us here. So I'm not going to argue what we were doing was right or wrong. We made a total disaster of it. But we did manage to get a vast amount of venture capital to come to Malta. So don't give me, you can't get venture capital here. Now I go right to the other end of the size scale. The startup process that I'm trying to develop, called Smarter Start, our tagline is horse criteria. 0 to 100 in less than 5. What we're aiming for is to get the net present value of an entrepreneur's business from 0 to 100 million euros within 5 years. 0 to 100 in less than 5. And we have a tiny little subtitle with less than 5,000 euros startup. And that sounds impossible, but a young Singaporean living in London who was part of the iWorld Group, a guy called Alan Lim, you can look up his site, www.purelygadgets.co.uk. He's got 185 people working for him. I think arguably his company is worth about 140 million. He's now, I think, 27, has done that in 3.5 years, and he did it on £500. Has not had any additional capital raising since then, and that £500 was on his credit card. So you can start with no venture capital at all. That's not the issue. The issue is choosing the right sort of business for the right sort of environment you're in. And I think a lot of that, choosing the right, is all about mentorship. And one of the